I thought it was a picture. Since the cameras on, make me quickly get to it. I lost some weight with waist beads. You can do the same. Follow what I'm doing in this video and you are going to be fine. Trust me. Doesn't this look like a trustworthy face? So timestamps are going to be available along this video, so you can skip to what you need in the video. If you do need to come back, you can go ahead and just jump around. I will have links down there. If you want to lose some weight with waist beads, keep watching. I got you. I got you.
All right, let's make a hard life easy. Here's the string you're going to use. Now, the link is in the description. Now, I use Aunt Lydia's crochet thread because it's just the string that works for me. I've been using it for many years. I'm from the school of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you have a better string you'd like to recommend, put that in the comments. In the meantime, I'm going to stay to my tried and true, which is the Aunt Lydia's crochet thread. Now, here's a hot take. You can make waist beads for losing weight using elastic thread. I did it, but this is showing you a more commitment type of waist bead, which is with the thread. Now you're going to quadruple the thread. I do have a tutorial that I can link here if you want more detailed explanation of how to do this, but pretty much all I'm doing is measuring my waist, and I left a little some extra inches allowing space to tie. I go ahead and I doubled that string, and then at the point where the end of that string met this, just watch. Again, I do have a more detailed tutorial if you want to go ahead and watch that. But we're just going to make sure that what we end up with are 4 layers of string ready with our needle. So the needle I'm going to use is that I got that from Walmart, I believe, and it's just an large eye needle. Like the whole needle opens up like that, and you're just going to go ahead and slide that string through, and then you end up evening everything out, tying it up with a slip knot, or you could put a clip on the end. Make sure it still goes around your waist, and then we're going to go ahead and work on which colors we're going to need to help get us through this weight loss, fat loss, slim waist journey. Disclaimer, the beads I'm showing are to represent the color and not the size of beads. So starting with white, white represents new beginnings, hope, and faith. During any journey, your plans will fall apart. It's inevitable. But that's where faith will step in. So wearing white waist beads will help to amplify that faith you're going to need to go on and power through. Another color that enhances hope is clear. So clear is going to really help you with transparency. You need to be very honest with yourself during this journey. It's a very clear color, of course, clean, and it's also an amplifier. So whatever color you have on, it's going to enhance that. Whatever emotions you're going through, it's going to enhance that too. So that's another reason why it does promote that truth, that clarity, that transparency that you're going to need with yourself. If you do want to stay away from any bright colors, of course, you can opt for a transparent, clear set of waist beads. Green. Green represents new beginnings, renewal, and healing. I use these because I was physically healing my body when I initially started. It also is a good color for grief, and I've noticed it kind of goes hand in hand with self-improvement. With a lot of us, we may lose someone, especially when it's due to health complications or issues. So definitely adding some green waist beads to have that strength and healing during this journey is a good idea. Green also represents safety, harmony, and growth. Pink, especially light pink, represents love, kindness, and care. And if you do follow me, you know I always promote being impeccable with your word and being kind with yourself, especially during this journey. Your body is doing its best, and being unkind to it is not going to have it listen to you. It also represents femininity and beauty. Waist beads have a tendency to make you feel beautiful, and of course feeling good is going to make you take good action to continue to feel good. Pink waist beads also represent success. Red represents confidence, vitality, and power. I must say red is now my power color. It does allow me to feel more confident when wearing especially the red waist beads. You're going to need that confidence to push you through, especially if you're new to the gym. Knowing that you belong there is very important. Red waist beads also represent love. Self-love is vital in this journey. You have to be very loving to yourself. Take care of yourself as if you are taking care of a child or someone that really needs it. Red also invokes a sexual energy that gets your blood flowing, and good circulation is necessary for weight loss. Yellow brings energy, and you're gonna need a lot of that to keep moving through this journey. So you don't want to stop, no days off. So yellow waist beads are going to be very helpful with that. Yellow waist beads stimulate intellect, so you're going to make wise, smart decisions on this journey. You're going to opt more for the things that are going to make your body feel better as opposed to not, or the things that you've been doing in the past and hasn't been helping so far. Yellow also enhances creativity, and you're going to become very creative during this process because you'll need to find lots of different ways to keep motivated. Like I said before, there are no days off, so you'll have to find something to do each and every day in order for you to stay on this path. For anyone put off by the no days off rule, it pretty much means that you are going to be doing something every day. Not everything has to be high intensity, but you're going to be actively moving your body every day as often as you shower, and hopefully that's every day. Yellow is another color that enhances femininity and success, so incorporating some yellow in your waist beads can be very helpful. Blue is communication and truth. Again, you're going to be very honest with yourself. You also need to communicate with others of your goals. You do not need any saboteurs around you, so you need to be very clear with your intentions to make sure that doesn't happen. If you have any bad influences around you, you know, they want to go to crumble cookies when you know you are on this journey, you definitely want to communicate that that's not okay, and be truthful with yourself that maybe they might not be the best person to be around while you're doing this. Blue is also a success and insight color. I like to lean more to the IBM blue just because I've heard a lot of stories around that and success coming from people just simply switching to that color or that shade of blue. Blue is also a natural appetite suppressant. Blue is used to curb your appetite just because it's a color that is not naturally found in nature, as is. Blueberries don't count, they look black. And yeah, we could hold them to certain light and they come across navy, but you get the point. Get some blue to help you on this journey if you wanna. Next we have turquoise. Turquoise invokes a lot of self-awareness, balance, and communication. It has a lot of the other qualities like the femininity and kindness and caring of oneself. All of that is in turquoise. So I will say it would be one of the more recommended colors for waist beads, especially for losing weight and keeping you grounded. It's also very similar to blue, a natural appetite suppressant. So turquoise has it going on. Lastly, we have brown. That's 2025's color of the year. So I decided to go along with brown for myself. Brown is a very grounding color. It's also healing. It has a lot of the properties that we mentioned. It brings confidence, especially for me. I love wearing brown. I'm actually wearing brown now. Feel very sensual when I do wear browns. I am very happy with my body, and I'm very confident that I'll be able to get to my goals this year with these brown waist beads that I'm about to make. Now, when making your waist beads, you can opt for one solid color, so you can choose a red or a pink or a blue, or you can go ahead and mix them together depending on what you really want to enhance. I do suggest you avoid mixing red with yellow just because those are appetite stimulators when mixed together. Now, to actually construct your waist beads, you may have seen this little device here, and this does help when making multiple sets of waist beads. But if you are just making a set for you to wear, just get a container of some sort to hold the beads while you bead your string. Now, clearly, if you're purchasing your waist beads, you will skip this step. But if you are making your own, this is going to be the first stage where you start to incorporate the self-love and setting your intentions. Try to carve out some special time just for you to be able to go ahead, listen to your favorite music or an audiobook, something that's going to get you into the mood, make you feel very motivated. Motivation does not last, but if you can cultivate some while making these waist beads, you're going to be able to refer back to this moment every time things get a little more challenging along the journey. So again, this is the first step for setting your intention. This is also the first stage in this process where you will be as creative as you want to be by selecting your colors, the bead order on how you'd like to construct your waist beads, along with some patience. Fat loss is not going to be a quick process. It may not be a linear process. So patience is going to be a very valuable asset during this time. Now, wearing tie-on waist beads for fat loss is going to help you with discipline. It provides a permanent point of reference whenever a challenge arises. And depending on your goal and your success in achieving them, you may be doing this process several times. My next goal are abs, and that's going to take a whole nother level of discipline.
This woman is rare because she sees herself as more than the sum of her circumstances. Where others may falter in fear, she stands firm in faith.
Make sure to continue to affirm yourself during this process, and to be very clear, you don't have to do this alone. If you have like-minded individuals on this same journey, then go ahead and include them if you feel as if you can trust them. I like to keep my fat loss waist beads very simple, but if you do plan on adding accessories, be careful when selecting them. These pierced crystals have a tendency to wear away at the string, so your waist beads won't last as long. I suggest adding them to another set, something that you don't expect to keep on you for a longer period of time. I wear these waist beads for the functionality of them, and I intend on cutting them off once I achieve my goal. If you would like a more detailed tutorial, feel free to pull up my waist bead playlist. I will link it in this video, so once you're done here, you can go ahead and utilize any of the tips and tricks over my years of making waist beads. Now, if you do insist on having accessories on your waist beads, may I suggest something like this. These are plastic beads, and in the area in which it's pierced, it will not be rubbing against the string and wearing it away. And as a reminder, everything I'm mentioning will be listed in the description. Now that you've created your own set of waist beads, it's time to set your intention. Now for this, you can use some sage, palo santos, maybe incense, and allow some of the smoke to wash over your waist beads. Something like an energetic bath. Other people have come into contact with the materials in which you've used to make your waist beads, so this is like a new reset. You can also sit and pray with your beads. I like to pray to God for discipline and guidance and helping me to find my power, making the best decisions along this journey. You don't have to pray. You can use this time for visualization and just to meditate with your waist beads. I like to dance. Dancing is known to move stagnant energy throughout the body. We tend to hold a lot of pent-up energy, especially in our hip area. So just releasing that and raising our vibration is a good use of this time. If you start to get a little discouraged because your beads are tighter, bring yourself back to this moment mentally for a reset. I recommend dancing your ass off for 10 straight minutes whenever you start to feel discouraged. Now it's time to tie your waist beads, and tying your waist beads at the right time and in the right place is very important for your success. Now what do I mean by that? As far as tying your waist beads on your physical body, the place in which you want your waist beads to sit will be right above your belly button. Ideally, you want to do this with some very light clothes or none at all. You're going to want the best representation of what your body looks like without clothing on. The best time of the month to tie these waist beads are during the luteal phase, around day 24 to 28 before menstruation starts. That's when you are usually most bloated. If you don't track your cycle, make sure you start to do that now. Knowing your body is how you distinguish whether you're putting weight back on or if it's that time of the month. If you no longer menstruate, you should still be tracking the changes in your body throughout each month. Now, if it isn't the time for your cycle to start and you still want to make sure you get these waist beads on, maybe it's the beginning of the year, new year, new me, or you've just got to purchase some beads and it's just not that time. Just make sure you are moving around in your beads, allowing enough room for you to be able to push at least 2 fingers in there comfortably. I suggest sitting down, just moving around before actually tying. Measure twice, cut once. If you're anything like me, you don't want anything feeling uncomfortable on your body. You won't be able to focus on anything. You'll end up cutting the waist beads off early, which defeats the purpose. Now, during the process of tying your waist beads, you are going to keep adjusting for comfort. Make sure there is no gapping in your beads by sliding your fingers round to the back of the beads and pushing everything on themselves. Do your first knot and then you're going to wrap the string around on the back of itself 3 times. I do have a more detailed video showing exclusively how to tie waist beads, so I'll make sure to link that in this video too, and you can check the description for that as well. But once you've gone around 3 times, you then go ahead and you tie 2 knots in the front. Tug on the string as tight as you can to tighten that knot before going ahead and cutting. You're going to want to cut on the outside of the knot, not on the actual knot itself, and then you'll finish off by burning the ends. That seals that knot into place. You don't have to do this part, especially if you're not comfortable with it. I tend to place the knot around the back even though it does shift around. Like I mentioned earlier on in the video, you can make waist beads using stretch cord. This is the stretch cord I use. It doesn't tend to give too much during the process, although you will get some stretching. It is elastic. And although I'm showing glue here, you can just tie those beads and they'll be perfectly fine. Now, the reason I prefer waist beads over the scale is because it does allow for you to develop self-awareness. So even beyond having waist beads on, you'll get into the practice of checking in with yourself, seeing how you feel before taking any action. Whenever the beads get a little tighter, you can check in on yourself. Have you eaten today? Have you had enough water? If not, get that water in. Have you moved around today? You are more likely to take action in the moment as opposed to weighing yourself every once in a while, or even if you weigh yourself every day. It's not really a good representation of what is actually going on in your body. Now, I have covered quite a lot in this video, but if it's left you wanting some more, I'm linking my waist bead playlist to the end of this video. If you have any questions, you want me to expound upon anything I've covered in this video, put that in the comment section down below. I still want to tighten my skin and tone up some more. So if you want to follow that journey, subscribe. Until next time.
Snatch that waist with some waist beads.